Hey there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and I am so excited. Today's episode, we're going to be checking out this brand new product from Esme Crick, Crochet Stitches, so stay tuned. Hey there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and oh my gosh, this arrived yesterday and from Amazon, and I am so excited. I have been on the wait list. I pre-ordered this back in, I think it was August, maybe even July. This is a brand new product out by Esme Crick, and it is published by David and Charles Publications, and they do all kinds of really cool craft books. A lot of my favorite authors, crochet and knitting and things like that, but mostly crochet, come from David and Charles. Anyways, I wanted to dig into this. If you don't know Esme Crick, I think it's her YouTube channel. Also, her Instagram is called Red Sparrow Crochet. Last year, I went bananas over this book. This is their Mix and Match Modern Crochet Blankets, published by David and Charles, and it's Esme Crick's book. And this is the one I did a blanket, an Afghan, for my stepdaughter for her engagement. And what was so great about it is this is the one that I ended up doing. And I'll include the video, the finished video, at the end of this one so you can take a look, because it was one of my works in progress. But I loved it because what she does is basically she'll give you like a finished product like this. And there's a couple projects in there, such as so and whatever. But then what she does is she gives you all the different strips that you can make. So you can either follow a pattern or you can just make up your own. And she has all the different patterns and things in here. It is written in US terms, even though she is from, I think she's from Wales, but she's also a UK designer. But that's important to know whether it's in a UK or US terms, but has all these different patterns. And I loved the way the book was set up. The instructions were very, very clear. It also has the charts here at the bottom, which I was really happy about. So I loved this book. So when this baby came out, I was like, I don't know what it is, I don't care, but I have to have it. So I went on the pre-order list and it arrived yesterday. It was supposed to come out September 24th and I got it September 24th, actually. So this video might be a little bit late, but I wanted to show you. So I think what's happening is that this here is basically these stitches here, the different types of stitches, compiled into more of like a flashcard. But basically it is learn to crochet textures in 52 cards. So you could theoretically take one card a week, teach yourself crochet over 52 weeks. So let's take a look inside. I haven't looked because I wanted to do this on the channel. This is on Amazon. I'll include the link below. I've created an Amazon storefront. So if I buy something on Amazon and I like it, or I talk about it here on the channel, you can find it on my Amazon storefront. And I'll include the link to that here in the comments below or in the show notes or something like that. Just so you can go, ooh, I like that. And then you can go right over and see what I purchased. Not that you have to. All right, so it comes in this dirty box like so. Okay, and all right, cool. It comes with this little booklet. All right, and so it just gives you like a little introduction and how to crochet some basic stitches, which this book starts off the same way. And so it's got your chain stitch and your slip knot and your different crochet terminology. It says the terms in this booklet and on the cards are US crochet terms. See the table on page 21 for the US or for the UK equivalent. And that's super important. Because like I said, if you don't know the difference, there's a huge difference. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a video I did here on my channel where I talk about UK versus US terms and what the difference is. We're not going to get into it here. Anyway, so then we go into the extended double crochet, the treble crochet. So basically just kind of your foundation stitches, starting with your single crochet, moving into the double crochets, like double crochets together, and then the double crochet 3 stitches together, so the DC3 together. Then it gives you front post doubles, just some of your basic foundation stitches that I think are then going to build upon what's in here. Okay, and then it even talks about pom-poms and pom-pom cutter, because I know, like I said, if it follows along with this book, there was one of the strips, actually this one, that has a pom-pom on it. So that's probably where we're going. So I think this is sort of a companion, maybe even just a different version of what's in the book as well. and then adding short fringe. And then here in the back, it has your common abbreviations. So a nice little handbook that goes along with this. I like the idea. I like the application of carrying everything in a book. I mean, the book is great, but it can be a little bit much if you're going to be carrying it in a project on the go or something along those lines. Like I could see, if this is what I think it is, picking out the cards that you're maybe working on for a project and just taking those cards with you. That would be good. Or, going through one once a week or whatever. So let's take a look. So it's in this nice little handy box, like so. It says this card set offers you a fully comprehensive collection of crochet stitches ranging from the very simple to the more complex. Use these cards as a guide to making your own unique crochet pieces, whether you're creating beautiful garments, useful accessories, or stylish adornments for your home. This booklet takes you through the basics of crochet with stitches such as slip knot, chain stitch, and slip stitch. It covers double and treble crochets and how to finish off your work. It's worth reading through the booklet before you pick up your hook and yarn to begin. It contains 52 different specialist stitches from cable to fillet, rib to texture, and even some embellishment stitches as well. So what I think I'm going to like about this is interesting is when I looked at this, when I got the book, and I love the book, and some of you even bought the book as a result of my gushing over this and recommendation, is these stitches are written in a panel form because it's specific for making blankets. So it will tell you how many stitches to do chain and then how long your piece should be, because it's going to be going into a blanket. Whereas I believe this is just learning the different stitches, and then you can use it in whatever application you want to, whether you want to use it in a top or something out of the house. So here we go. So first of all, it's a nice sturdy card, right? It's not flimsy. It's got some good finish to it, so it's not gonna, leave fingerprints and things behind. This is just a basic single crochet. I mean, now, does this need to be in there? Probably not, but that's fine. Whatever, if you're learning how to crochet. So basically it's got they have really nice pictures of what the stitch is supposed to look like. And then here on the back, this is classic stitches, single crochet. It's got all the information here. And then it has a little hint, keep it neat. Keep your turning chain 1 quite small and consistent at the start of each row. This will ensure a neat edge on your work, which a lot of people have a problem because when you're doing a single crochet, or even sometimes a double, you get this little kind of bubbly, ripply look on the ends. And so I think this is helping to avoid that. So do I need a single crochet card? No. Will I use that? No. So that could be a waste. Here's a single crochet back loop only. Also pretty simple. This is under the classic stitches. So I think what they've also done, I'm noticing, all right. So what they're also doing is the top here, this color indicates the classic stitches. And so you've got all of these cards that have that color background. So these would be considered your classic stitches. So it's got single crochet back loop only, extended single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet back loop, extended double, and then treble or triple crochet. So that's good. Okay, that makes sense. Now we get into this kind of a pumpkin-y color. And this is called your texture stitches. Okay, so I like how this is breaking down into your different types of stitches. And here we've got the crunch stitch. I don't think I've tried that one. Pattern works to a multiple of 2, and it basically just gives you how to make that specific stitch, but it doesn't tell you how to make it in a panel or whatever you want to do. Helpful tip: when working with a crunch stitch, try to keep all your slip stitches loose to make them easier to work into on subsequent rows. Love the graphics. I love that it's just right here. Then we also have the alpine stitch, the sedge stitch, the textured weave, the waffle stitch, the basket weave, the giant basket weave, the herringbone double crochet, one of my all-time favorites. Basket weave as well, but I love the herringbone to do for hats, scarves, different things like that. It's a super simple and yet very effective, really pretty stitch when you're working either with like a solid or a variegated or anything like that. It's one of my favorite stitches. The ridged ripples, Nice. The moss stitch, also one of my favorites, great for scarves, things like that. And then the loop stitch. So these are all, and there's a couple more. Yeah, there's a couple more. Wavy Days is another one in the textured. I've done that before, very pretty. And the iris stitch. So these are all considered the textured stitches. Okay, so I like how this is breaking down. Loving this so far. Now, this, by the way, comes in at $16.99, which is a pretty good value. I think I paid a little bit less, maybe like $14.99, because I got it as a pre-order. I do know there is another card deck coming out similar, and it's by Bella Coco, I think. I don't really, I know some people are huge fans. I don't really follow, just not something I really tucked into. Those are, I think, releasing in January. And I chose to do the Esme Crick set because I was familiar with her. The Bella Coco Crochet is coming in at $19.99. And I think there's less cards. I think there's like 48 or something like that. So better value, less money, was getting here sooner, and I knew Esme and I loved her stuff. But if you're a big fan of Bella Coco, then that's coming out in January. Here's some here. These are the fillet stitches, which is fantastic. I love that because fillet has been one of my goals to learn how to do fillet, and I love that she's broken it out into fillet crochet stitches. And I don't know if she did that in the book or not. Maybe I just wasn't as familiar with following fillet at the time. Let us see. Stripe patterns, basic stitches, mosaic, tapestry. No, she doesn't. So in the book, she breaks it down into basic stitches, mosaic crochet, and tapestry crochet. And then she also had some patterns. Okay, but there is some fillet crochet in this book here as well. So here we've got, for fillet, we've got butterflies here, 4 square diamonds. There we go. Gridlocked, interesting. Linking leaves, simple diagonals, one-way street, 4x4, dotty squares, double trouble, fillet flowers, and off-kilter arrows. That's interesting looking. Okay. So these are all fall under the fillet crochet grouping. I love it. So it's like, you know, take a card, any card. You could play poker with these. You could play bridge. You could do whatever you wanted to do. All right, the next grouping is, so now I understand the color coding across the top. This next grouping is called your rib and cable stitches. So here we have corrugated ribs, and then of course everything's here on the back. We have the chunky cable. This is a very, very comprehensive kit. I'm just going to tell you. Chunky cable, mini cables, and if you've ever done cables in crochet, then you're like, what do I need to knit for? What do I need to knit? Because I can do everything right here. Those people who are knitters as well, there's so much more. I get it. I knit, I do both, but I love crochet because it's so much faster. So I get really excited when I can find something that looks like knit or acts like knit, but is actually crochet. So thus being this mini cables. Then there's also something called jumping lines. So that looks like a post double crochet that is offset, which I've done sometimes on accident, so it's nice to see it on purpose. Neat, sweet ribs. That's very pretty. Skinny ribs. All right, so that's more of a pattern. You can see how you got skinny ribs and then there's a break in the middle. And then twisted vines. Now this I do know was in the mix and match booklet as well. Twisted vines. I'm very happy. I love Esme. I love the way she writes her patterns. They're very easy to understand, very doable. You feel, you know, like you're not stupid going through this, because sometimes I'm like, I don't understand. I'm just not smart enough for this. I don't feel that way with these. So this section is called Bobbles, Puff, and Popcorn Stitches. So we have giant bobbles. We have bobblets. Isn't that cute? Bobblets. Then we have little puffs. Oh, these are a little bit different. So it's not exactly the same as in the book, which is great. And I feel like there's more in the book, or more in these cards than there are in the books. This is little puffs, perky puffs, drunk popcorns. I believe I have done that before. Abacus beads. That's interesting. That's kind of cool. And popcorn diamonds. I definitely did this in my blanket. And that's really cool as well. So not as many in that section, but that's okay. So I don't hate that there is some of the beginning stitches. Because, you know, oh, that's kind of a waste of a card, but it's not. I mean, there's single crochet and single crochet back loop only, extended single crochet. So, you know, that's okay. Half doubles, double crochets. Because some of those are really good foundation stitches that you need to learn and to master for the next, for whatever you're working into next. And this next grouping, this is the last grouping, and this is called embellishments. Excellent. So here we have the cheerleader pom-poms. These pictures, by the way, are the same ones from the book. A rock pool. That's an interesting looking. So there has a 4 double crochet cluster in here. And you can work any number of chains, starting chain, whatever. And then it also talks about something called a limpet. It talks about something called a limpet. I don't know that. Simple frills. I did this one in the blanket. That was really pretty in the blanket. Then we have ruffles. Then we have single crochet, surface crochet, and the slip stitch surface crochet. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, so that is it. What I love about this, I love the price point. I love that it's nice and handy. You could carry this whole packet if you wanted to. Easily in a kit, you know, like if you're on the road or something like that. It's got this nice band around it, which I'm going to try my best to get back on there, but you don't really need to keep the band on if you don't want to. Oh, that worked well. Okay, done. Boom. And it's got this nice little handy book that goes with it. And then it comes in this great box. So again, you could keep all the cards with you if you wanted to, or if you were taking it with you, you know, on the road or just for a specific project, you could put, you know, like whatever cards you need and you're using into your project bag. And that would be a lot easier than carrying a whole big book, adding bulk and weight to your project. So Esme Crick, by the way, I love this, and it's hot off the presses. Like, it's still hot. I mean, it just arrived yesterday. So it just needed to get into stock and everything like that. And it arrived super fast. Again, it is UK, it's $14.99, and in the US it's $16.99. I think this is a really, really great value. I love the application. I love how it's presented. I like it in the card format. And I don't feel that it is a replica of this book. I feel like it's a really good accessory to this book. For instance, let's say that I decided I did want to do a blanket out of this book. Let's say I wanted to do, this is the one that I did. Okay. But let's say that I wanted to do this guy. Rather than carrying all the cards with me, I could then gentle waves, loopy loops. Yeah, from what I can see, all of these patterns here, which make up this, are all found in here. So I could say, I want to make this blanket. I'm going to take the cards out of here and take it with me. It's just a nice, easy way to travel with it. And then there's a couple other patterns she offers in here. So for the most part, I think this is really good. I don't know how many stitches she offers in this book. I guess I could probably try to look it up in the back and see. But as far as books go, this has become one of my favorites. This pattern book was one of my favorites. I loved it. I did only use it for the one blanket, I have to say. But I got so caught up with all of my Project Welcome Home blankets that I just haven't had a chance to delve into this one again, because I'm kind of like, once I'm done with the granny square blankets, I'm like, I need a break from blankets. But I will, when I do make another blanket, I will always go back to this book. It's just, it's a great, it's a good inspiration without it telling you exactly what to do. If you are, I have to follow a pattern. If you're that kind of person where I don't have the creativity to do it on my own, which is totally fine, you can find some beautiful patterns in here. But if you're like, I just want some inspiration and I'm going to do my own thing, that's when you flip to this part of the book here in the back. Or these guys, then you just kind of go through it and say, I just want to do my own thing, and kind of put them all together. So, big fan of this. Huge fan of this. I'm so excited it came in. I'm so excited to dig in. We're about to go on another big trip. I know we go on big trips, but I'm definitely going to see what I can bring out of this. And I also love that it's not just for panels, which is what the book is written in. If you want to do a whole top or a sweater, or, you know, like a household item, whatever it is, or if you want to do a blanket, you can do this in any format, because it tells you do this in multiples of 2 or 4 or whatever it's going to be. So that is my unboxing review of the brand new hot off the presses Crochet Stitches Learn to Crochet Texture in 52 Cards by Esme Crick, publishers David and Charles. And I say that because David and Charles, I was so impressed with this book that, and I think I found a couple others in my library, and I was like, this is also a David and Charles book. So I went to their website. They have some fantastic books that they put out. Some of the other ones they do is the Mosaic Crochet Workshop, 100 Crochet Tiles. So check them out. Actually, here's some other things that got me thinking I need to follow David and Charles. Yeah, so check them out. Definitely check out these Crochet Stitches. $16.99, I think is what it was. Such a deal. Yay. So that's my review on this, and kind of bringing this book back into my little wheelhouse. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. If you're just joining me, or you're just finding me and you're binging through my channel, thank you so much. I am so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We do a lot of unboxings. We do a lot of tutorials. We do some whips. We just do all kinds of fun stuff. So please like this video, because that sends it out to the ethos, and other people find our videos, and then they join our family, which we love. You can also follow me on Facebook, which is Kimberly with Knit for Brains, and you can also follow on Instagram, which is Knit for Brains. So, but if you're looking for something, this was sort of like a birthday gift for myself that was late, and late getting it in, but I was very happy with it. So thanks so much for watching. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains, and as always, I'll see you soon.